come in contact with, that it seems like it would be weird not to keep doing it while I can. So, yeah, that's a big part of it. And it's funny because people, I mean, even my agents, they don't really understand it. They don't see this. They don't know about you guys really. So, to them, they just think I'm stupid. But I definitely appreciate this and want to try to be a part of it while I can. And I like the show, and I like working on it too, because it really is the most fun work environment I've ever had. So I like showing up to work on Supernatural. And you know, there's so few places that you can go, you know, show up in the morning at work and collect a paycheck and all day get your balls fondled by something. You know, that's a rare treat, and I appreciate it. Wait, can you kiss the microphone? Talk closer to it. Really close. Really close. Don't be afraid. It's not going to tell you.
Alright,
Kind of.
yeah, so the question is, about the previous ones to say the same thing about your daughter down and down, which is something that my dad used to do when I was little, but I was wondering what exactly you say. Is she more into qualified, or is she more into
For some reason, we can't hear this microphone, and it could be because she is unwilling to make out with it. Are you? What? I unplugged her thing. Okay. Do you want to try to ask the question again?
Yeah.
Or should I tell people what you asked?
No.
There you go.
Yeah, alright. Question was, on one of the previous songs, you said that you sing to your baby daughter to calm her down, which is something that my dad used to do when I was little. So I was asking if she's more into lullabies or punk rock, or what is it that you sing to her?
I'm not going to tell you the answer to your question right now, but I'm going to tell you a story which this reminded me of, which I shouldn't be telling people about. I went to a thing called Burning Man. Burning Man is this huge festival that happens out in the desert, and I went with my dad and my brother. And right when I got there, some friends of friends showed up, and they're like, "Hey, how you guys doing?" And they're like, "Hey, do you want some of this?" And I was like, "What is that?" And he went, put it in my mouth, and he was like, "That's liquid acid." And I did take acid once when I was in high school and had a very rough time with it. I was not prepared, and it was like, it's too late. You already put it in my mouth, and then you told me what it was. That's not fair. So now I'm at this thing called Burning Man, and somebody has just given me acid, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to make it. I'm going to be okay. But he gave me, apparently, a lot of acid, and I was not okay. I didn't like it. I didn't want to be on acid. And luckily, my dad was there. And my dad, I used to sleep in my dad's guitar case, and he used to sing to me all the time. And I made my dad, I just crawled up into my sleeping bag and was just holding on to reality by a very, very thin thread. And the only thing that was like keeping me thinking that I was not going to lose my mind was my dad singing to me outside my tent. So he had to sit outside my tent. This was like 7, 8 years ago. I mean, no, maybe 10 years ago. Not too long ago. I was an adult in my late 20s, and I'm like, "Dad, you gotta keep singing. It's the only thing that's keeping me here right now. You gotta stay there." And so he was like singing to me for hours and hours and hours. But I learned a valuable lesson about Burning Man and things that people put in your mouth when you get there. If you ever go, be careful on that. I don't know, has anyone ever gone to Burning Man? I cannot believe that. That's amazing. It's 50,000 people show up out in the desert, and Everybody is putting acid in one another's mouths, and it's insanity. And they have no rules. There are no rules. When they first started Burning Man, you were allowed to have machine guns. So people are walking around with machine guns. That's the one thing that you can't still have. They made a rule. They adjusted that one thing. So you can't have machine guns. But you can have flamethrowers. So there's people walking around with like flamethrowers, shooting flame out. It's unbelievable. It's really quite a spectacle. You should go sometime. Just be careful what you eat.